really hope that this does help women kind of feel better about themselves, because everybody has something they wish they could change or something they don't like about themselves, but there's always something we do like.
I had surrogate twins in January of this year, but I'm also 20 weeks pregnant.
I'm almost 3.5 months postpartum.
I am 7 months postpartum.
I'm 2 years postpartum.
I am actually a little over 3 years postpartum.
I am 1 year today out from having twins. Today is their birthday.
And it's been about 14 months since the baby.
When I'm pregnant, I lose tons of weight, and I think I look way better than I do when I'm not pregnant, because then I end up gaining it all back.
One change in my body that I necessarily am not that big of a fan of is the fact that my breasts sag slightly since being pregnant.
My breasts have so many stretch marks, it makes like a weird wrinkly texture, as well as they've shrunk a complete cup size since having kids and breastfeeding and all that fun stuff.
One change in my body that I don't like is my stomach, because I had twins and they went full term. So my skin was really stretched and I did get a lot of stretch marks.
My thighs have gotten huge. Like, I mean, I've always had bigger thighs, but since I've had her, like, I just can't get rid of them. And then, like, I have like a little pooch thingy underneath my belly. It looks like a little separation at the bottom of the belly button, like maybe an inch or two underneath the belly button, and it's just like this little dip.
Probably just the extra baby weight. I have not lost all the baby weight from the twins, and I went into that pregnancy not having lost all the baby weight from previous pregnancies, as well as the muscle separation. I had muscle separation with the twins, and it's pretty it's a pretty big muscle separation.
The one change in my body that I do not like is a weak bladder, and that's because I pee a little when I sneeze and when I exercise.
When I'm pregnant, I love the belly. It's awesome. I don't get humongous.
Change in my body that I actually like are my stretch marks. I think of them as my tiger stripes. I love them.
Something I do like about my body is I actually have a figure now. Before kids, I was just like a stick. I was just one line. But now, when I'm looking straight at somebody, I have a little bit of a defined waist, and I definitely have some hips now, and I got a big booty that goes along with those hips, and I like it.
One change in my body that I like actually has to do with my mood. So I feel like I perhaps am somewhat calmer in certain aspects of life, and I really like that part of motherhood, is that it gives you a whole new perspective on life, and certain things are just not as important as maybe they used to, or your reaction to them are a lot different after you have children, because you just have different things, different priorities, and you see life in a new way.
I guess would be my boobs. Or like I was at a lower B, now I'm like in between B, almost like a little C, and it's like perfect. So I guess that's what I like, because I have like the perfect breast size that I've always just wanted.
I'd probably have to say my skin. Call me crazy, but I think that my skin has actually gotten better since having babies.
The one change in my body that I do like, I would have to say, is a big heart. And I know that sounds cheesy, but I mean, before a baby, you think you know love, and how much more could there possibly be? Well, there is so much more after you have a kid. There's just so much more room and so much more love in your heart. It's true when you hear parents say they'll do anything for their kid.
After my first, I was a little upset about certain things. I never got really bad stretch marks, so the little stretch marks didn't bother me that much. But I had like issues with the flab and stuff, but now it's not as bad, and I'm a lot more comfortable with myself. Like, I think after a couple of them, you get better with it. The first one's kind of a shocker, and then it gets better. I mean, you've had children, you've brought children into this world. Your body is not supposed to look perfect afterwards. You're supposed to have your battle scars.
And the way that I view my body now after having a baby is I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's amazing that I was able to give birth to a human, and now I'm nourishing her with my body through breastfeeding, and I think all mommies are very beautiful.
I feel great after having kids. I mean, There's always going to be something that you wish you could change about yourself, but I prefer to think about the positive. I have 2 girls. I always want them to see that self-confidence so that they have really high self-esteem, and so nothing anybody tells them is going to bring them down.
I guess I'm very fortunate to have had such like a good comeback from having her. Nothing about my body has changed where like I just hate my body. Like I said, I may be just very fortunate to have had such a good recovery, like a good recovery after having her, because I do not have any stretch marks. I went right back to like my really skinny self.
I think after my first couple pregnancies, I was really hard on myself. But when I got pregnant with the twins, it was such a cool experience that I feel like almost a bit of pride that I was able to do that I was able to grow 2 babies at one time, and I get to nurse them. I mean, I've been able to nourish 2 babies for an entire year. I was their full source of nourishment. So I just think that's such a cool thing, and I must have a little bit of pride. I'm prideful about it.
How do I feel now about my body that I've had a baby? I feel good. I feel like super mom. If I can have a baby, I mean, what out there can I not do?